Welcome back to Josiah Plays Deus Ex Human Revolution The Missing Link. I think I'm going to finish it up right here because I have already defeated Burke and everything, and I'm just going to meet back up with my, quote, guardian angel, who I'm pretty sure is Quinn, so that I can get out of here, back in Loading Bay 2. So I guess I'll head for the ship, huh? Here we go. This could be the very end.
Breton.
Quinn?
Of course
I'm
it's
afraid
Quinn.
our good friend Quinn met with an unfortunate incident during all the commotion and is no longer with us.
Your voice. It was you this whole time.
I knew it.
Who are you?
For the moment, I'm between identities. I apologize for the duplicity, but it was a necessary precaution. You had to be kept in the dark.
And Keitner? Did she know?
Commander Keitner's perception was much like yours. Shrouded. She saw what she needed to see, and was told what she needed to hear in order for me to complete the mission.
So we were both pawns. Except she's dead and I'm not. So where does that leave me in your grand design?
We are all pawns in someone else's grand design, Mr. Jensen. But that doesn't make Natanya's death any less tragic. Your actions ensured her sacrifice was not made in vain, however. Dr. Kavanagh made it out safely, and is on her way to the rendezvous site. She will expose the truth in due time.
And the prisoners?
Ah, yes. The prisoners. With Kavanagh out, it's only a matter of time before this base makes international headlines. Until that time, however, I cannot say what Bell Tower will do next. I only know that a cornered and desperate bull is a very dangerous beast. We mustn't stay here much longer, Mr. Jensen, if we hope to get you away from this base.
Interesting. Yeah, so this guy's a really interesting character. I don't know who he really is, but he's obviously much more than a simple mechanic. He's obviously a hacker and a big deal.
I still have questions, Quinn, and I want answers. Real answers. No more bullshit.
You really want to waste time chatting, Breton?
Yes?
Fine. I will answer what I can, but keep in mind you have a boat to catch.
Tell me about, oh, this is a simple one. Where's Megan? I know where she is, but...
Alright. Where's Megan?
I don't know for certain. But what I do know is that earlier today, Burke issued orders to have a large group of detainees transferred off this base. Supposedly, they will be assisting at another black site facility.
Kavanagh said this was just the factory floor. You're sure Megan is at this other facility?
Nothing is ever certain in life, Mr. Jensen. But it is the best chance you have. Unfortunately, the cargo ship carrying the prisoners has already set sail. But I took the liberty to send out an urgent dispatch in Burke's name, ordering the ship's captain to hold position until one more detainee could be flown on board. In stasis. A helicopter is en route to pick you up.
Wait a second. You want me to get inside another stasis pod? Last time I got in one of those things, it didn't go so well.
I know it's far from ideal, but frankly, your options are quite limited. Although, I suppose you could try swimming there.
Better be the right fucking boat this time. Because I don't feel like coming back here anytime soon.
Don't worry, mate. It'll be grand. Besides, I thought you Americans liked riding off into the sunset.
Wait, what?
It's done. Exactly as you instructed.
And yet you sound disappointed. You think we should have handled this differently?
I think we had a valuable asset in our hands, and we're letting him slip away. He could have been very useful in the coming storm.
A hand does not need to be clenched tightly to maintain its hold on someone. Jensen carries too much baggage right now. His obsession with Reed only serves to distract him.
We could have told him the truth.
He must discover it by himself. And when he does, if you have followed my instructions precisely, we will know how to find him.
Assuming he lives that long.
Wow. That was awesome. The missing link. Well, cool. The thing is, though, I want to see... I thought I was going to get to ask him all of those questions. And, obviously, I was not able to. So I want to see his other answers real quick. Because, you know, there was 3 questions there, and I only actually asked him one of them, so... How do I... Oh yeah, he's right over here. I'm gonna skip through all the dialogue up until,
Breton,
you know.
Quinn?
I'm afraid our good friend Quinn met with an unfortunate
Or am I going to skip
incident
through it?
during all the commotion and is
Doesn't seem to
no
want to
longer
let
with
me do any skipping.
Your voice.
Well,
Oh, here we go.
we might.
I still...
You're real.
I'm gonna ask him about this.
Bell Tower probably has a battalion on its way to clean up this mess. How do you plan on keeping what we did here a secret?
I'm delighted to say that Buck did most of the damage control for us. After requesting a profile search on you, he never explained why he needed it. I believe he wanted to keep control of you to himself. Since that time, we've been monitoring all incoming and outgoing communications, and the lockdown allowed me to discreetly install a tunneler, rerouting the base's network traffic. By the time Bell Tower realizes something is wrong, it will already be too late.
What about the rest of the base personnel?
Most of them think Burke is still in command. Technically, orders continue to be issued in his name, but I'm the one making the calls. I've also taken the liberty of coordinating of this sector of the base. For the moment, at least, we're safe.
Burke isn't exactly dead. And once he wakes up, it's gonna get ugly.
Like I said before, you haven't made things easier for us. But they haven't forgotten that small detail. For now, Buck remains contained. Once you're off the base, I'll find a more permanent solution.
Oh, see, now I can ask him more. Okay.
Keitner said she had been approached by an agent from Interpol. It was you, wasn't it?
Very astute. When I learned of Commander Keitner's suspicions and insubordinate behavior towards Burke, I saw an opportunity.
Oh, so he's the Interpol
Pretending
guy.
to be an agent of Interpol seemed the
Oh,
best way to gain her
this is
trust.
pretending to
You
be an
mean
Interpol
why?
guy.
So who do you work for?
A loose network of independent operatives, agents of conversion and equilibrium, who seek to expose corruption and assure humanity's natural progress.
Interesting.
We are not affiliated with any global organization. But then, neither is our enemy, officially.
Your enemy. You're not just talking
Oh,
about
shit.
Bell Tower anymore, are you?
Talking about the
You're
Illuminati.
talking about...
The men and women who pull Bell Tower strings. The same men and women who ordered them to kidnap Megan Reed.
So this guy's part of like some sort of anti-Illuminati like secret group? That's kind of cool. Oh, I can use the pheromones now too. Hell yeah.
Mr. Jensen, allow me to stop you there. Before
What?
you say anything that might embarrass us both.
What?
Please. I detected your Cassie augmentation the moment you started to analyze my facial movement for pattern sequencing.
But back
Cool.
in your workshop, you...
All part of the game. Think nothing of it. As much as I enjoyed your clumsy attempts at persuasion the first time around, we'll just move on from here.
Wow.
Now, pretending you managed to convince me to be more forthcoming with my words. What is it you hope to learn?
Something more tangible than a flowery speech about idealism.
Sweet.
Because I admire your tenacity, I will attempt to satisfy your curiosity. But only if you'll humor me for a moment and answer a question of my own.
Sounds fair.
In Roman mythology, Janus was a god depicted as having two heads, each gazing in the opposite direction, one looking eastward, the other west. Symbolically, this meant many things to the Romans, but I'm more curious as to what it might mean to you.
Oh wow, this is cool. This is a lot more interesting than the first conversation. I'm glad I reloaded. Oh wow, I get to choose. Chaos. No good can come from two heads in control of one body. Indecision. Looking forward and backward at the same time sounds like indecision to me. Duplicity. The term two-faced comes to mind. Duality. Seeing into the past and the present, the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega. Duality is actually, this is my answer to that question. So it's going to be Adam's answer in this case too.
Seeing into the past and the present. The beginning and the end. Alpha and Omega.
I believe you and I have more in common than you would like to admit. Technically, I suppose there is no incorrect answer. Theologians and philosophers have debated the origin and meaning of Janus for millennia. But in time, that name may take on new meaning for you.
Why?
Sweet.
What are you getting at?
While the term invisible war has lost much of its significance due to misappropriation, I assure you, There has never been a better way to describe what is happening in the world. The lives of millions are being decided without a drop of blood ever spilled. But the casualties remain the same. Myself and others are fighting a never-ending battle against forces that seek absolute dominion over our fates.
You're telling me the people running Bell Tower want to rule the world?
Oh yeah.
Bell Tower Associates is no more than a proxy. Puppets on a global stage. The true enemy hides in shadows. The disembodied hands that pull the strings of Bell Tower and others. This is neither the time nor the place to go into detail, but everything you've witnessed here today is in direct correlation with Illuminati interests.
Roman gods and Illuminati. Wonderful.
You asked for clarity, and I'm being as honest as I can. Whether you choose to acknowledge them or not, lines are being drawn. Most will never be lucky enough to pick a side, but a time will come when you will have to. I have chosen mine.
Cool. Oh, this is awesome, and it's leading up to so much more cool stuff that they could do with this. Okay, cool.
All right. Where's Megan?
I don't know for certain, but what I do know is that Earl...
Kevin, I said, you're sure Megan...
Nothing is ever certain, unfortunately. The cargo ship...
Wait a second.
I know.
Better be the...
Don't worry, mate.
Awesome.
It's done. Exactly as you instructed.
I wonder who he's talking to.
You think we should have handled this differently?
I think we had a valuable asset in our hands, and we're letting him slip away. He could have been very useful in the coming storm.
A hand does not need to be clenched tightly to maintain its hold on someone. Jensen carries too much baggage right now. His obsession with Reed only serves to distract him.
We could have told him the truth.
He must discover it by himself. And when he does, if you have followed my instructions precisely, we will know how to find him.
Assuming he lives that long.
Oh, so cool. So cool. Yeah, I loved this DLC. Wow, it was so good. It was so much better than I was expecting. I really thought it was just going to be kind of like, I don't know, just some extra mission, you know, some extra combat and stealth stuff you could do. Just, you know, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it to be what it was, which was, it was longer than I thought it would be, quite a bit longer, a lot more depth to it, a lot more character story stuff than I thought was going to be in it, and it really fleshed out the story, and it answered more questions from the main game, or sort of tied some stuff together with the main game, and also set up a lot of stuff for the future, for additional DLCs or expansions to the main game, or the sequel, or whatever they're planning to do next for more content. It's all set up really nicely. And also now we have this hint of this other, you know, small shadowy organization that's in opposition to what the Illuminati's trying to do. Maybe they're called Janus. And they are presumably going to be allies of Adam in the future. And yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool. And the missions themselves, the actual gameplay of it was really good. It was like everything that was good about the first game, plus I think they took it, they gave you even a little better options and a little more, especially with the last boss fight and everything, the fact that you could handle it the way I did instead of just having to shoot the guy, you know. And the environment was really cool. I mean, just everything about it was really, really good. You know, at first, when I first bought it, I was like, yeah, these DLCs, you know, they're $15 and you're probably just going to get a few hours of play out of it. They're a little bit of a jip. But, wow, I got definitely my $15 out of this DLC. I mean, all day. I do not regret that purchase at all. I mean, of course, I loved Deus Ex Human Revolution, so of course I'm going to buy any additional DLC expansions or anything they come out with it, because I loved it so much. And this really continued it nicely and was a great addition to the game. I mean, everyone that liked Deus Ex Human Revolution needs to play this DLC also. It's just part of the game that needs to be there. So, and well worth it. I mean, I more than got my money's worth out of the main game and this. So, super awesome. I'm out of time for this video, so thanks for watching. Josiah plays Deus Ex Human Revolution: The Missing Link. I hope you liked it.